Show on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Ford stores. For great deals on the full lineup, visit buyfordnow.com.
The Yes app is here, and it's your official home for streaming the Nets on Yes. To download now, just take out your phone, scan the QR code on the screen. Get inside the action like never before with personalized content and a state-of-the-art streaming experience. The Yes app is also available wherever you get your apps. In our first segment, we were talking about those franchise records that we've been hearing about all season long. Well, here's another one. The Nets made their road record 17-13, and if they end up above 500, it'll be just the second time in franchise history that they had above 500 road record. They also did that their first year in Brooklyn, 2012-2013. Let's get some thoughts from the head coach, Steve Nash, and the first question comes from Michael Grady.
Steve, I think it's foregone conclusion for a while, but became official tonight. You guys clinched a playoff spot. You know, was there a reaction in the locker room, and how does it feel just to kind of get that part of it done?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I think we have our eyes on bigger things, but it's a nice first step to clinch a berth, and for this group facing all we faced to be in this position at this with 10 games left is very positive.
Michael Grady, Yes Network.
Coach, how big was the play of that second unit, and especially that stretch? I think it was third, heading to the fourth. Toronto got some momentum, erased the 10-point deficit, but you stuck with those guys and they made plays.
Yeah, they were great. Tyler, Mike James was great. We played with a little more pace and made it, I think, more difficult for them defensively. They do such a good job scrambling and making it hard for you. The more static you are, I think that really fuels their defense. So we were able to spread them out, make plays, made some shots, made them guard in space, and when we were scrappy defensively. So really proud of that second unit for sure.
Given Toronto's style of play, what did you guys have to figure out as the game went along to get some sustained success?
Yeah, like I said, I think they scramble incredibly well. They speed you up. They make you play at a pace just north of where you normally play at. So I think it took us time to get used to that. I think also the more we were able to spread them out and play with a little pace, like I said, make them guard in space. We were able to create bigger openings, bigger gaps, longer rotations, which made it more difficult for them.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey, Steve, it seems like they were really capitalizing on the offensive rebounding in the first half. Just what'd you make your guys' issues there?
Yeah. We talked about it at halftime. We said if it wasn't, I think it was 15-2 on the offensive glass at halftime. Without that discrepancy, we would have been up 15 points. So, I think we held them to 4 second chance points in the second half. So it was a much improved effort, and we win by 15 or so. So, 13. So, that was the difference. We kept them off the glass. Our defense was solid in the fourth quarter, holding them to 20 points. And obviously, like we said, the second unit and the starters at the end of the game, really picked them apart.
Brian Lewis, New York Post.
Hey, Steve. When you're talking about the second unit, obviously Tyler's been with you and Blake's been with you. But, what have you seen from Mike James that you could trust him in these kind of moments when basically he's only been around a few days, and for you to be using him down the stretch?
Well, he's an athletic and skilled player. As long as he plays simple and makes good basketball plays like he has with us, those first few games, he can play a role for us. He has a burst of pace. He can get in the paint, play draw and kick. He also obviously showed that he can score the ball. We know that from his history. So, but if he can, be that, guard that ups the pace, that penetrates, draws the defense, and makes the extra pass, that's a huge value add for our team. So, really, I think great performance from him tonight, and those are some of the tools that he can bring to the table for us.
Matt Brooks, Nets Daily.
Hey, Steve, just curious about your thoughts on Blake and just his transformation as a whole, really just from where he was in Los Angeles and Detroit, and from what he's doing for you guys now.
Yeah, Blake's been great. Just like, his IQ, his toughness, his physicality, his willingness to give up his body and be physical. I think it's a different role from him, from being the guy that's asked to carry and produce. He's a complimentary player now, and he's, accepted, that with joy and pride, and has been unbelievable at leading, I think, the league for 36 in charges, and just been a guy that's been happy to facilitate for his teammates, score when he needs to, and just play a role. And it's such a pivotal role to have guys that give us versatility. He's making threes. He can post up smaller guys. He can be physical in the paint. So he's been great, and just his maturity and his IQ have been a big help for our team.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. I mean, you speak a lot over the course of the season about building that connectivity and that cohesion. Is it fair to say that was on display today in a game where 30 assists on 40 made baskets? You don't have Kyrie performing at a high level, but everybody else steps in, and it seems to be a byproduct of, drive, kick, swing, find the open man against a defense like this?
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of time. We have a player that's been with us a week, playing down the stretch. So that's just the type of season it's been. But, tonight was a night where I think the connectivity showed in that Toronto really put us under duress. They play so hard and they fly around and make it difficult for you when things aren't going your way. You can start to splinter, and our guys stuck with it. Faced some adversity throughout the game, didn't play their best basketball in stretches, but never wavered. They stayed together and they had the resolve to come back. And I think that's a product of the connectivity. So that, we don't have the utmost connectivity because we haven't had a lot of time together. We have that connectivity in spirit, and that's been helping us, I think, a great deal.
Last question, Steve Lichtenstein, WFAN.
Hi, Steve. Your philosophy of letting guys play through foul trouble, whether it's Joe Early with 3, Jeff Late with 5, is that something that was, a personal philosophy or something that the analytics showed you?
A little bit of both. I think analytics for sure drives some of that. But we have some guys that can step in and play if someone, gets that extra foul that is, one too many, and you got to sit them down for a long stretch, So, we trust the guys a little bit. We also know it's a long game. We got a lot of rotation. So it's not the end of the world if a guy gets, his fourth too soon or whatever it may be. So, while what's not ideal, I think we're willing to roll the dice a little bit. And I think analytics definitely leans in that direction as well.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
We had to bring up Mike James, I think, here, Frank. He had a tremendous fourth quarter for this team.
And you think about all the players that the Nets have used this year, and on the night that they clinch a playoff berth, it's Mike James, who they signed, about a week ago, 10 days ago. He plays the entire fourth quarter. He's the only Net to play the entire fourth quarter. He had 11 points, led them in scoring. He had 6 assists, 0 turnovers. And by the way, the Nets, 30 assists tonight on 10 turnovers. The game on Sunday against Phoenix, 30 and 10. So the last 2 games, assist-turnover ratio, 3-1. I mean, that's how you win basketball games. You're sharing the ball, and you're taking care of the ball. That's really good.
And that's 30 or more assists for the 23rd time this season, tying the 1984-85 Nets team. One more game like that with 30 or more assists, they break another franchise record, just like a broken record here. When we come back, we'll get some more Nets post-game reaction. Plus, we'll take a look at Yankee highlights and hear